So once there was this king, and he was very curious about things. And he had his assembly of ministers, and he asked them, tell me, I see you, me, we're all here in the kingdom, and you all talk about God, 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 God. I'm sick and tired of hearing about God. Show me something real. Some food we grow and we eat. We drink water, we breathe the air. Where is this God you're talking about? God, 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 God. I'm sick and tired of hearing about God. Everyone's talking about God, and my God, and your God, and this God, and that God, and this person, and this culture. And then we're all fighting, and my God is better than your God, and let's fight. Right? Spirituality Olympics. Whose God's the best? Whose God gets the gold medal? Which group? So we use God as a measuring stick for our own self-esteem. My culture is better than yours, yours is better than mine. So the king said, all right, tell me, who is this God you're talking about? Where is this God you're talking about? What is he doing? If you can't prove it to me, then this is bogus. Right? Sometimes you have to give some chili powder in the food. Right? So he's doing this. Some spice. To bring out, like our Guru would say, if you want to get the honey out of a bee's nest, what do? Poke it with a stick. And some honey will drop. Where is God? What is he doing? If you can't answer this, then you're a useless minister. Useless advisor. Okay. So everyone was thinking, oh, what to do? The next day they came, they tried to give some, this is useless. He didn't appreciate any of it. Oh, there's God in the temple. Yeah, but if he's God in the temple, then why isn't he moving and doing anything? He's just like a statue. God in the temple. No, God is this, God is that. He wasn't happy with anything. So he had his favorite minister. And he said, you can at least answer me. And the minister was a little perplexed. He said, if you can't answer me, what is God doing now and where is God? Then I'm going to kill you. I'll give you 2 days. So the minister went home. The first day it was really stressful. Why? Pressure's on. Imagine, he doesn't know if the king will be happy. They've already tried other answers. Oh, there's God, worship God. He'll come, he'll give you boons. The first day he was really kind of stressed out. Pacing back and forth. And he had a young boy, like a 6-year-old son. And he saw Papa came home, and normally Papa comes home and plays. Today Papa, hey, I have no time to play. This is a life or death situation. If I don't live today, tomorrow, then how will I play with you in a week? Life or death situation. What's the problem, Papa? You wouldn't be able to understand. So the next day, stayed home also. Didn't have an idea. Stressing back and forth, back and forth. The next morning he had to go to the court and tell the king, where is God? What is he doing? So finally, the boy was asking, Papa, what is the problem? Papa, tell me, Papa, tell me. So father said, all right, I'll tell you, sit down. The king has asked me, where is God? And what is he doing? And if you can't give me a good answer, I'm going to kill you. And the boy said, Papa, this is such an easy question. This is an easy one. Father was like, huh? So tell me. He said, no. Take me to the court tomorrow, and I will answer. And then he'll see how smart you are, Papa, because I could answer. Then you'll show him. Right? You'd imagine, little boy, like your age. I'll answer. Imagine the big kingdom, royal assembly. The boy was very wise and very courageous, and courage. He wanted to help Papa. How do you say Papa in Lithuania? Tėtis. Okay, Mama?
Mama.
Okay, good, Mama. I learned a word. Good. Tėtis.
Almost.
Okay, almost. Okay, good. So the next day, he said, don't worry, I know it'll be fine. Anyway, if I answer and he's not happy, he's not going to kill me, I'm just a boy. And then he'll give you another try or something, perhaps. Father didn't know any answer. He said, okay, what do he trusted God and he prayed and he said, okay, let me try. So the next day they came into the courtroom. And the Pandit Ji, what we call a sage or wise man in India, Pandit. Pandit Ji came with Pandit ka bachcha. Pandit's son. The king said, Oh, today you brought your son. Very nice. The minister said, I've been thinking about it. Because everyone else had answered and hadn't given a good answer that he was happy with. So he was the last one, the best one, the crown jewel. Said, actually, this is a very easy question, easy answer. So my son will answer. The king was like, what? Your son? Haji, my son. Okay. So the boy came forward. The king was sitting on a big throne. Right? King is very proud. Many steps. And then a royal throne. The boy was like, it's like, oh king, it's hurting my neck looking up at you trying to talk. Just a little boy. Right? Do you imagine? You're standing, sitting up at the king up there. So you want to learn, right? The boy said. The king said yes. The king is a little smiley now. So the boy said, all right, if you're learning from a teacher, the etiquette is that you don't sit on such a big high seat. Ever go to school? And right? Teachers way up, like the students so high up in the stadium and the teachers down. In university we have like that, right? Stadiums. Professors. So the boy said, oh king, you should sit down and I should sit on the throne. Imagine the audacity. This is what the boy said. You come sit on the ground, oh king, and I'll sit up there and I'll give some teaching. So at first the king was like, what's he going to say? Okay, no problem. You're a Brahmin teacher. So the king came down and everyone was like, all the servants, where are we going to get? So they quickly ran and brought him a seat. Chair. Okay, king will sit. You imagine the father of the boy. He's like shaking. What's going to happen? What's the boy going to say? The boy wouldn't tell him. So the little boy, climbed up the big steps. Each step like this. Ooh. 1, 2, 3. And he sat on the throne, but he was like a little boy, and the king was big. So like, you imagine, he put his feet down, and his feet were like swinging, not touching the ground. It was like a huge throne, little boy. And he was sitting there and kind of swinging his feet back and forth, smiling. Okay, now the question. Okay, you did this, the king said. Now you better tell me right. Where's God? What is he doing? The boy said, all right, you want to know where God is? Let's do an experiment. Right? Because you're not really ready to hear, this or that, some knowledge, that knowledge. You're resistant to it. So let's do a scientific experiment. Everyone likes science. Anyone here like science, right? Science, yeah. Science. Science. Let's prove God with science. Okay, scientific experiment. The boy said, bring a big pot. How big? That big? No. The boy said, that big. The boy said, bring a big pot. The king said, how big? That big. Little boy. But the boy said, actually bigger than that big. More big. More big. He brought like this, like this, like this. Big pot. Like Masters of Compot. And he said, bring milk. Bring milk. Right? Fill the pot up with milk. Right? The pot filled up with milk. And he said, no light skim milk. Full cream milk. Right? How do you say in Lithuanian? Full cream. So the boy asked, is there butter in this milk? Is there?
Not yet.
Not yet? What does that mean, not yet?
No.
Butter is in the milk.
Okay.
No. No butter in the milk.
Yeah, there is.
Yes, there is butter in the milk. How? Process, but it's present. So butter is in the milk. Everyone knows, nice creamy milk. Butter in the milk. There's a process to see the milk, the butter in the milk. You can't see it. Right? right? Big, nice yellow butter. But it's in the milk. So the boy said, this is God, where he is. He's in the milk as the butter. In this world, he's there. But you have to follow a process to see him. You want to see the butter? Follow the process. Right. Right? Follow the process. Take that with anything. Right? You want to see something very profound? Takes time. Takes a process. Boil the milk. Make it yogurt. Churn the milk. Nice butter. Right? So he said, this is where God is in this world. Where is the butter in the milk? Everywhere. In every part of the milk, the butter is present. But you have to follow a process to see it, to bring it out. To bring out the form of the butter. From formlessness to form, follow a process. The king thought for a second, started to smile. He said, everybody, let's give a round of applause for the boy. Good job. Imagine the father was sweating pearls. He took his shot and went, good. So the king said, all right, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. I want to learn the process to see him. I want to learn the process to see him now. Still, tell me, second question. What was the second question? What is he doing? What is God doing right now? So this is an interesting answer, and we want to talk about this a bit tonight. There's the short answer and the elaborate answer. Start with the short answer. What is God doing now? Why? The king wanted to know in relation to this world. First realization of God is in relation to this world. As it develops, you understand that I am not just the center of everything and there's something beyond me. And so then you can open your mind to the experience of something beyond what you know. But first, the boy told the king about knowledge that he could understand in relation to him, what he could know. What do we know right now? How much knowledge do we have? Do we know what's going on in a star when we look up at the stars at night? If I were to say, what's going on over there at that star? We don't know. How many universes are there? We don't know. How many planets are there where there's life? We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. What's the beginning of knowledge? That I don't know. Acceptance that my knowledge is finite, limited. So become open to learning. So the king asked, what is God doing? All right. Anybody have any answers? What is God doing now? What? Dancing. Yes, good. Thank you, Marjorie. Dancing. God is dancing. Right? I can agree with that. God is always dancing. In the Vedic scriptures, it said that every second, every moment, God appears somewhere and he's dancing. Right? It's life. If you look at the bottom level of all existence, it's in motion, it's dancing. Right? Life right now, even if we're not moving, within us everything is moving. Every molecule, every cell, every atom, it's in motion. If you go down to quantum physics, it's all in motion. God is motion, God is activity, God is dance. Ecstasy. Like this song. Right? It's a dance. God is dancing. It's moving. So the boy said, you know what God is doing? I'll tell you what he's doing in his world, but you won't accept because you are proud. So I'll tell you what he's doing in this world first. He's making the king sit down on the ground. And he's putting me up on the throne. That's what God's doing. He's making you sit down there and listen to me, a little boy. That's what God's doing. The king was, wow, interesting answer. This is called the cycle of samsara. One day a king, next day a student. Transformation, change. Changing states. One day, we're a king, like a dream. And then we wake up, another life. And what are we now? A beggar. Then we wake up and we fall asleep, another life. And now we're something else. So we're always changing. He said this is what God is doing. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yantra Rudrani Mayaya. What are we doing? We are moving on the wheel of material nature. So the king was very happy. Success. He said, very good.